That effective play of the front four will also make the transition game more predictable for the midfield and defensive lines. Brooklyn Reigns and Artur have to have that balance here on the road to make sure they don't leave them exposed when they lose the ball.
The voice of the supporters behind goalkeeper Jonathan Bond and the Houston net already in full voice here in downtown St. Louis as we are underway. McGlynn over the service. Jack McGlynn driving it into a dangerous spot, and it's 1-0!
Running hard. And look at that ball just swinging away at all times. No chance that Roman Berkey can leave his line. The pace on it.
Plenty of space here for Kessler. Center back will keep the movement going through. Klaus couldn't get it through the first time. Second time will go just wide.
Second and third opportunities. A great ball by Kessler. And it's forced in, but that ball falls right back to the feet of João Klaus. And out of nothing, he gets himself a decent look from a tough angle. We're taking a lot to score from there, but...
Leuven, the through ball here for Sangbin. Klaus making the run. Klaus! And he sends it wide! He doesn't miss many of those.
Nearly picture perfect. Houston lose the ball in the middle. Leuven plays a perfect ball out wide. Sangbin and Klaus, where he's usually automatic in behind the back line, makes the effort. Maybe win it back, but are just a little bit overzealous. Give up an easy free kick.
Dorsey pushed forward. Bending ball, looking for Ponce, and an own goal.
Hesitates a little bit, but look at the pace on this ball from Dorsey to go behind the back line.
This ball check up for Dorsey one more time. It does. Another good cross. Ponce climbing the ladder. And Berkey forced to make a save, otherwise it's 3-0. Into space, Linger trying to bust it to get there, but Fall has the inside track. Oh, he missed it. Fall misplayed it. Here comes Linger all the way across, and his first ever for Duane Holmes.
Just the unfortunate nature of Falou Fall. Just pulls his head up, misses that pass, and Andre Linger's there.
Looking for a window to play it in. Linger was there step for step. Now it's Leuven. Lifting it to the back post. And somehow that ball goes wide. The offside flag had come up against Joyner on the back post nonetheless.
Nice little clipped ball by Leuven. It's actually Falou Fall that flicks it on. And entire defense off of a dead ball that turns into a cross and an own goal. Not good enough there. And then on the third one, it's an individual error that really hurt the team. The individual errors you can address because the player already knows.
Betcher trying to send that one in, deflected away. And the follow-up shot up into the corner from Edouard Leuven. Is there life in St. Louis?
Much that's picture perfect for St. Louis City SC here tonight. But this volley is picture perfect. The ball falls to his feet, and look at the effortless nature, the technique of this. Simon Betcher just laying that down, and look at the pace come off the boot. Just phenomenal. Just makes it look so easy. And that's thousands and thousands of attempts throughout his lifetime.
Golasso a moment ago. Great exchange right there. Frees up Durkin all the way to the back post. Headed, and it's 3-2!
Look at this ball from Durkin. It's well weighted. Joyner off of 2 feet, able to then get that snap header down to the back post.
Klaus off the post! He had his hands up thinking it was already in.
You know you're going to take a hit that point in the game. There's a little bump on the back of Escobar, and what a redirect.
Close it up, and there is the full-time whistle. Houston absolutely hanging on to the rope till the final touch of the ball. And in the end, a huge road win to snap a 9-match winless run across all competition.
Well, it's certainly some relief in that it's been a while, and our road form continues to be pretty good. This is a tough team. There's not a lot to lose on their end, and they were very aggressive from the get-go. The times they had 5-6 guys past our midfield, and it comes at you fast and furious here. Great crowd, and just proud that the guys showed a real resilience. Probably our best game of the year as far as everybody showing up and emptying the tank, blocking shots, set piece defending was very good all night long. We just had a lot of guys show up and be at their best, and that was that gives you a chance. Obviously, it gets hairy down the stretch there. Again, I've been here. It's pretty normal stuff. They have some big bodies and pretty big time service. I don't know if we managed it in the right way, so we'll evaluate that. But thrilled with the 3 points right now. Maybe it keeps us in the conversation and gives us something to hold on here. And we got another big one back at home next week, and we just want to continue grabbing points to give ourselves a chance.
Herman, you want to go first?
Hey, Ben, congrats on the win. Win number 150th in your career as head coach, 7th for all-time in MLS, and 3rd in active managers. I know you don't get caught up in this, but what does it mean for you personally to reach this milestone? Especially given the last 6 weeks,
Recording stopped.
How tough it was to get here.
Yeah, I guess in some ways it's special in that way. More just we needed, the relief of a win right now for this group. I'm just happy more for the guys. That we had a good week of training. It was a good vibe. Before the game, it was a good warm up. It felt right. And as far as the 150, look, if you look at how many games I've coached, probably it's taken me way too long to get to that type of number, but I guess it's a good thing that I'm still standing in this role, and I'm proud to be part of Houston, again, but mostly it's just about the guys tonight, and they've put in a lot. And it's not a lot of fun going through these stretches and to dig out of it. There'll be an exhale, but I feel like this group will have the right type of exhale now, and a really ambitious one to change our fortunes at home here and try to make a run at the playoffs.
Speaking of the guys, in your starting 11 tonight, it was the top 3 of Finale, Ponce, Lingard. I don't know if that's the first time they started this season, but how did they look? What was your judgment on their play tonight?
Well, I thought Anali put in a really good shift both sides of the ball, and his transition speed is real and gives us a threat that is something we miss at times. But he put in a hell of a shift defensively tonight, and that's really what we're asking of him. And tonight he showed he has the qualities to do both of those. And Linger had his best performance for my money since he's gotten here, and that's important. He's a big piece for us, and I thought him and Ponce looked dangerous. He was secure with the ball. He was physical, and he obviously helps out. He gets a little fortune on the goal, but he ends up making a play that matters there for Duane Holmes, rewarded for all his hard work that he put in to the game. And it's just nice when Ponce scores. I know Ponce has been pressing and trying to get these goals in that everybody expects of him, and it'll help to have your 9 score a goal in that way. Set pieces, we were dangerous all night, but. I'll Antonio and Eric, when you talk about guys playing together for the first time, right? Those are 2 real center backs. And that to me was a big difference tonight. And it was nice to see Eric back healthy. Hopefully we can keep him that way. I thought Antonio was a monster. This is a very, very difficult team to deal with the box and the numbers and the service and the chaos of how they play. and he was fantastic. And Bondi comes up with a big save there in the end to save us. So overall, good night and some good performances. Artie in Brooklyn, I'll go down the line. Artie in Brooklyn, we're solid all night long. That's the way they play in the green zone and dominate the center. They held the fort there, and Felipe was his usual competitive self.
And my last one, on the right side, helping Lingard, especially having center backs that help him go forward. Dorsey, 100 MLS season starts was tonight for him personally, and just, speak on Griffin and on his performance tonight and his reflecting on you having coached him a good portion of those starts in his career.
Griffin was good. Griffin was busy. A lot of, again, double stack over there, a lot of overloads, a lot of trying to, cut down service to some big boys in the box. So they're a handful. And again, I said they don't have a lot to lose. So the numbers they were throwing at us, the playing in that position the way we use him, it's a lot of work. And we ask a lot of him for him to get some joy off the goal, the second goal, early cross. He's in a good spot. And so overall, a good performance from him as well.
Thank you, Coach. Safe travels back home.
Thank you.
All right, Dustin, go ahead.
Hey, Ben. I know you talked about Eric a little bit, but 75 minutes out of him tonight, is that kind of what you envisioned, a little more than that, or just how did you think he held up?
We envisioned a little less than that. Certainly pushed it. I got some sports science guys, I probably have to have a debrief with, but he got through it. So that's the important thing. And he was Eric. He looked like himself. And it's just unfortunate that we haven't had him all year. It's hard not to think, okay, what if we had Eric all year? Where would we be at? And the reality is, it doesn't matter. We're where we're at right now, and we have got some. We put ourselves in a spot where we can keep pushing and get a couple wins and make this thing interesting.
And just, we talked about the long unbeaten or winless streak for you guys. Getting a win, getting this feeling back in the locker room. How big is that going forward now?
It's huge. It's huge. And anytime you go through these stretches, it weighs on you. And I don't, again, the Leagues Cup, I don't really care about that as much and those losses. And we've had some ties in there to keep us going, some moral victories with, the Philly and Austin. So, but losses are emotional and they can spiral. And that's where I give the guys credit because, we can do all we can from a technical side and staffing and teaching, but ultimately, it's the guys that have to go out there and with some of that pressure and figure out ways to win. And they were able to do that tonight. So I give them a lot of credit.
Wayne, congratulations on your first goal as a Houston Dynamo player. How does it feel?
Yeah, it feels good. It's been a long time coming. Just happy to get the first one on board. Actually meant to roll it in on the floor, but, they all count.
Talk about how big the win tonight is and how y'all were able to hold off that rally at the end. But Ben described it as, a load off the shoulders or relief. How does it feel to you and the rest of your teammates?
I think Ben's spot on. We knew this was a huge game. We had to win. 3 points was all that we came here for. We couldn't take a draw, and obviously the onslaught at the end. I think that was just like at the end, like Ben said, pure relief to hear the final whistle. We probably could have seen the game out better, but to come away and score 3 goals and win a game is great.
And my last question is, Ben also touched on how he was very pleased with the week of work, the preparation for this game. What was different, or what do you think in your mind worked in terms of preparation for this week's game?
I think us as a group, we had a big reality check that it was do or die. We were all talking, and we knew that we had to come here and win. And you can see that from the work that started early on in the week. Everyone was competing. Training was aggressive. Training was great. And I think we carried that onto the pitch today.
Thanks, Duane. Congrats again and safe travels back home.
Thank you.
Thanks, Herman. Dustin, you want to go ahead?
Hey, Duane.
Hi.
Andre gets the ball there, he presses it. Just what did you see on the goal there when he took the ball and drove into the box?
Yeah, I weren't expecting him to win the ball there. So obviously when he did, it was just a case of, I know he's going to see my run, so I've just got to get in the box and make his job easy, and he makes mine easy by putting it on a plate, and I've just got to tap it in.
And just, you talked about it a little bit, but getting a win, it's been a long streak for you guys. Getting a win, how important is that now that you go forward LA the rest of the season, just with the mood in the locker room?
It's huge because, we still believe we can make the playoffs, and we had to win tonight. And to come out, like I said, to come out and score 3 goals, it's great. And the win's all that matters. We'd have liked to keep it at 0, but we take the 3 points and we move on to the next one.